Hi, this is Jonathan. How you guys doing? This is another James Tyler guitar. This is from the States. This is the James Tyler Studio Elite HD in a white smear. I want to thank Clement from Guitar 77 Plus for passing me his guitar for review. Now, this is not the first white smear from James Tyler US that I reviewed. I reviewed a previous one, but that was with a hollow body, a chambered body. So this is a solid Alder body in a white smear finish, and kind of different pickup configurations going on. So basically, this is really beautiful. Anyway. So to start off with, you have an Alder body, a really nice Alder body with a white smear finish with stripes of gold and a little bit touch of gray to mimic the marble effect, and the hardware all in gold to complement the gold stripes. You have a lovely Birdseye Maple neck, right? Really nice, really figured, nicely figured. You have 22 stainless steel frets, wide and tall, really nice, and black dot markers on the side as well. Right. You also have a black graphite nut with a nut width of 1.28 mm or 1 5/8 inch. This neck shape is called a standard, formerly known as 1059. This is not thin like what you think it is. There is a bit of a girth to it, and there is of course a compound radius of 10 to 12 inch, right? Like most James Tyler's guitars made in the States. You have nice Hipshot locking tuners all in gold, right? Nice headstock with the logo. Some of you might not like it. I love it. And what else do you have? Okay, for the body, you have a nice 3-ply white pearl or white pearloid pickguard with a 5-way picker selector switch, a push switch for the activation of the meter tone expander. You have a volume and a tone, right, and this adjustment for the tone expander. And of course you have the G2TS tremolo system, right? So as for the pickups, you have the JTS 5500 for both the neck and the middle, nice single coils, which I love, and a hot retro for the bridge humbucker. 4-screw neck joint with a gold-plated plate, and a white pearloid cover for the spring adjustment as well as string changing, and a compartment for the battery, which is needed for the tone expander. And all the pin straps are in gold, like I said, all the hardware are in gold. So this is a beautiful guitar, and you have a nice figured, nice Birdseye Maple neck to complement the look. Now, I've played a couple of James Tyler. That's a sort of understatement. I play a whole lot of James Tyler guitars, whether they're made in the States or made in China, which I recently procured one, which Rich Rankin has kindly sent to me, and the Japanese ones, which I really like too, and they all have a consistent quality to it, and henceforth the price range, I guess. This guitar stays in tune really, really crazy. You know, I've played on guitars that doesn't stay in tune. There are times I get so frustrated, I was thinking of like stopping the video and not doing the review at all because the guitar just doesn't stay in tune. But most of the guitars that I reviewed, they stay in tune fairly well. You know, sometimes, like I said on a couple of videos, like, you know, you need time to burn in the guitar. So after a while, you know, the springs are been pulled, the strings and the springs have been kind of stressed out, and, you know, the nut has been, you know, played through, the guitars will stay fairly in tune. The James Tyler, for one reason or not, when I pick it up from the case or whatever it is, you know, I own a James Tyler. I pick it up from the case, and it's in tune, and it stays in tune. Like, you know, I have no explanation as what is going on. This special mojo that's going on with the tuning. You know, the way they made the guitars, and that's the genius of James Tyler. No matter how you play it, you know the way I play with my tremolo system and the overbends that I do, this guitar just stay in tune. So this guitar likewise just stays in tune, and I'm like, you know, it's a joy to play on a guitar that just stays in tune and not worry about tuning every couple of bars or every 8 bars or every 16 bars. So that's the reason why I love the James Tyler guitars. All right, so enough fanboying over here. So this guitar, like I said, you know, the neck is really comfortable to play, good for chords, good for your fretwork, you know, for your solo endeavors, up and down the neck. Nice. These wide and tall frets are tried and true, because I myself have wide and tall frets on my own James Tyler guitars, and they are a breeze to play. As far as the sound is concerned, of course, there's nothing to say about the JTS 5500, because I love them. I think they're one of the better sounding single coils around. So likewise, no problem here. And the hot retro, yeah, that is very different from the super humbucker that I prefer. The hot retro has its own sound, which I kind of dig too. The outputs are just nice. You know, it's not really overblown. I think it has a little bit of a less of a mid bum compared to the super, but it's nice. You know, it has that, like the word said, retro. You know. Now the thing is about James Tyler guitars is when you have different configurations, like, you know, you could have a rosewood fretboard and, you know, a Alder body, and it will sound different. So this is with the Birdseye Maple neck, especially the ones with the maple neck. It just sounds different. You know, the response is different. It's spankier. There's a certain mid tone to it that I cannot explain. I put my finger down on it. But when you're playing one of these guitars with a maple neck, you know it. You notice. You know, and I notice it. You know, all through these videos that I've done. I myself own a Japanese James Tyler with a maple neck, and that guitar sounds different from the rosewood ones. That is from the JTG, which is from China, and the Studio Elite that is from the States. You know, it just sounds different, and the response is different. So this guitar responds like my Japanese made James Tyler. So it's nice. You know, you have that you know the mid growl, if I could put it in the right way, the mid growl. It has it. So even with the tone expander, you can kind of like change tones, and with the 5-way pickup selector switch, you know, you can kind of like have different nuances to the original sound of the guitar. And if you don't want that mid boost, that you want to remain strictly Stratocaster sound, just turn it off. Push, turn it off, and it will just be like any other Stratocaster. And the tremolo system is a breeze. You see me play, you know, so it stays in tune. It doesn't go out. Everything is peachy. Really nice guitar. Of course, the price is up there, and now with the new current situation, you know, yeah, we will just have to wait and see what happens. But you know, if you're in the market for a nice James Tyler guitar that's made in the States, you know, look no further. This is one that you might just want to be checking out. So this guitar is available in Singapore through Guitar 77 Plus. So if you're in Singapore, just give Clement a call and, you know, have a playthrough and see what you think. if you're not in Singapore. So this guitar is available anywhere that sells James Tyler guitars, so feel free to go and check out. So if you're interested, click on the link that is in the description box and check out what they have to offer. I just hope that you guys find peace in making music wherever you are. At this current situation, I think it's best to find solace in the things that you love to do, whether it be listening to music, playing music, or just watching YouTube videos. I don't know. You know, for me, I find solace in watching movies and playing games. You know, I just completed the Ghost of Tsushima, beautiful game. Yeah, and I think it's time for us to kind of like relax, take a step back, and just wait and see what's happening. All right. No point in panicking, no point in being fearful. You know, if you need a little comfort, pick up that guitar of yours and just play. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, press that bell for notification of future videos that follow, be part of the Patrons to support this channel. I would appreciate it. I thank all my patrons for the wonderful love and friendship. Thank you so much, guys. So have a great weekend, guys. All right, and may God bless you, may God give you peace, and may God protect you wherever you are in your going in and coming out. God bless.